won't take us hopefully too long to take you through the system. It's really nice. It's I imagine actually a few of you have already seen some other systems anyway, so ours will look different obviously, but it'll have all the same relevant information in there around the new regulations to the CFF. So we are super excited. So I think we will get ready to go. Dee's our guru in the back end who's going to be running the applications and taking you through that while I blabber on. So I will get moving. I'm just going to share my screen. So just give me a minute. Cool. So hopefully you guys can see that there. This is your welcome page, basically, as it states there. So once we send you out later those logins like we've done before in the old Launchpad, you'll get an email, you'll click on that, it will bring up a login to continue to Launchpad. Again, if you can do it via Chrome, it works really well on an iPad, but any PC obviously as well. So your email address is your username, which goes in there. A simple click of a button to hit continue. Set yourself a password for your first time in. And this is what you're going to be seeing all the time. Now, this is your new dashboard. So as you can see here, the names are slightly different at the moment. We had pre-lending, decision, pending, proposal, documentation. So we've just changed a couple of them at the moment, but we're hoping to get them back maybe on the next stage of the Launchpad system. So bear with us. In our training manual, we do actually have all of the statuses written down so you guys can get used to what these all actually mean. On the left-hand side, you've got dashboard, which will bring you to this particular point. You've got applications, which is the same as the last one, where you can click into it and it will take you to all the applications that you've keyed in. And then your trusty calculator. So this one here you can use basically from when you've got the customer with you, okay? So, or if not, you can just jump in and work out some figures and everything. So it doesn't feed through to your application, so it's a standalone feature, but it is a handy one, you know, and it can show you a bunch of, all your repayment amounts, your interest payments over the full term of the loan. Cool. All right. So what are we going to do first, Dee?
We'll do an application.
Cool. We will take you guys through a full application. So if we click on applications, this is our nice new layout. It's nice and pretty. It's got quite a bit of information there, obviously. So so these are obviously ones that we've just keyed in just to give you an understanding and an overview of where apps are at different stages throughout our process. In the bottom right-hand corner is a plus button. To click that, it states create full application. So you just jump on that, click. Okay, so this here is your first point of basically making sure to agree and continue that the customer is happy to do any checks, any information that they're verifying that, and you guys are verifying that we've got the right information of the customer to do the credit checks. So you go agree and continue. Nice and simple. You've got the ribbon at the top as well. Okay, so much like your stages in the current Launchpad. So if we take you through, Dee will do some typing and take you through. Easy to either click through, tab through. If you've already had it up from another system, you can copy paste over. If we're not your first point of call, you can copy and paste it over from your other systems. accommodation status. So there's a few different options there to choose. Roll with any one of them. Marital status, throw that in there. Residency, again, if you pop in work visa or student visa, I think it should populate. Yep, so it does, it asks you for the country of origin and the start dates and end dates. So again, it's handy to have that information. Look, if you don't have it at hand, then just pop down. I'm not sure if it'll let us pass it, so I think we'd just need to pick another status, wouldn't we? And then we can go back and change it once the lending team are on the ball. All right, so this is one of the first questions regarding the CCCFA regulations that has changed. So within the system, this is one of our first ones. So will the borrower use the vehicle? So 3 options there. Yes, as the main driver. Click that if they're going to be the main driver, nothing changes. Yes, as a shared driver, nothing changes. The last one, and this may not happen a lot, but it could happen, right? So will the borrower use the vehicle? No. Okay, first point of call here is if they're not going to use the vehicle, are they aware of the commitment they are making to the main driver? So obviously, any co-borrower, any guarantors of the like are responsible for the payment. So we just need to make sure that they're aware of that. And this is a step to make sure that we're going to ask them if they're in front of us, or if you've got an application form that's driven via the internet. I think we're going to try and work on a application form for people to send out with some relevant questions, maybe to adjust on there. So then you can cover some of these if you don't have the customer in front of you, just to possibly streamline it a bit more for you. So most of the time, these will be main driver, okay? And basically just saying that they're determining the requirements and objectives as part of the application. They know what they're looking into. We're not financial advisors. Yeah, so, but basically we just want them to know this piece. Next. Again, this is driven through NZ Post, isn't it? Google. So you can pop your address in and it brings it up, nice and easy. When we get down to years, again, exactly the same as the previous Launchpad. If it's 3 years or more, you don't have to put a previous address in. If it's 2.5 years or less, then you have to put your previous address in. Cool, next. Again, if you don't hit next, you can use those ribbons at the top. All right, so identity verification. All right, so depending on which one you've got here, we can take you through, you can pop in the driver license and you can upload the picture if you've got it there and then. You don't have to, much like the other system, you don't have to do it here. You can do it after the application has been launched. But if you've got it handy or you've got the iPad out, you can just take a picture then and there and pop it in. Cool, next. It might seem like there's a little bit more. It's just that we've, instead of it going down now, we've got it going sideways. So yeah, and obviously there are going to be a few more questions in there now because of the CCCFA changes. We'll get to those ones shortly for you. Again, current employment's exactly the same as any older other application that you would use. Just put in 3 years and yeah, then it doesn't, it won't populate another tab. So that's cool. Yep, don't have to pop the address in. All right, so this is new for CFS users from you guys. We don't normally ask you to do it because we get you to do the credit, well, the customer to do the credit sense link. But knowing now with all these regulations, we need you guys or have the customer that's in front of you to key this information in there, or if it's on an application already that you've got, to make sure that you key it in here. So the more accurate, obviously, we can get it in the beginning, the better. But we will obviously match it up later on in terms of when the credit sense comes in. So if the customer can just give you a brief on what their roundabout expenses are, this is the place to do it. And at least, like, it doesn't have to be set in stone. It's just more, okay, cool, what's their income? Do they have any extra income? What's their frequencies? What's their, have they got any benefits? Any debt payments, so credit cards here, any home loans, payday loans, hire purchases, things like that will all go here. There's a new question that we will be asking, and that is the WINS repayments. So for those beneficiaries that we do loans on or have a look at, we will need them if they are paying WINS out of a like redirection or anything like that. We'll have to get that information on here. Okay, what are these ones? The fixed financial commitments. So again, this is your rent, your mortgages, if you've got any child support you may need to pay for, any school fees. Again, that's a new one up there, the tithing and the donations. Again, if it's a fixed donation that you use or that you put in, then you will need to pop that there. We do know there's a number of customers out there that consistently do this on a weekly basis, so if it's going to be a fixed expense, we better have it there. Groceries, all your standard living expenses, pop in what they think they might spend here. Utilities, what's that? Petrol's gone up, hasn't it? Jesus, it's very expensive. It's not going to be $60 anymore. It's 100. Okay, takeaways. So this is a new section, and again driven by the CFA regulations, and it's one thing that always comes up when lenders are assessing loans, and us as salespeople always talk about, because people may spend money on takeaways and going to the pub or going shopping and all that sort of thing every week. But there's a question here on the right hand side called willingness. If you pop in one of those, okay, so are they willing to stop that, or are they unwilling to stop it? And again, it's just a question that you can hopefully talk to your customer about. You know, there might be a gym membership, for instance, that I would say, okay, Dee she's willing to stop going to the gym. I'm willing to stop, right? Because that's one thing that you possibly may want to do every single week, but you may find you spend $100 or $50 a week on takeaways. Well, you could easily give that away so you can actually have the vehicle. So if you can put willing to stop on your takeaways or your drinking, or let's say you might even have like the odd TAB, once a week, once a month, whatever, lotto, same thing, right? You don't have to do it. So I think this one's a really, really good one for us to ask, and I think it'll make a massive difference for the lenders and the customers to actually say, well, I don't really need that at all. I'd rather have my new vehicle. So that's a new little piece there. Okay, so we're into purchase. So this is not going to be mandatory. I know there's a number of you out there that possibly may just want to really look at a max lend or for the customer. Pardon?
Pre-approvals.
Or pre-approvals, that's right, thanks Jay. So you don't specifically have to put something in here, but let's say you've got the VIN number there, you can pop it in, tab through and put your details in, because again, there's going to be some of you that the customer knows what vehicle they want, so you can key it in straight away. Pop it in there, pop the price of the vehicle in, any extras, and that could be snorkel, could be, what's that, Guard-X, bull bars, Duracell, any of those things. Delivery fee, again, that's like your transportation. If you know they're down the line or out of whatever area you are selling, then you can use this. Okay, and then you can pop through next again. Okay, so configuration, bit of a funny word, isn't it? But we've they've named it this for, I'm not actually sure for what reason, to be honest, but we'll just roll with it for now. This is where you will key any deposits or other charges that there might be within that application. So let's just say the customer's got a, $500 deposit. And any other charges, girls?
What do you want on your truck?
What do you want on your truck, Jay?
I want the lift kit, please.
Lift kit, whatever that is.
14.
$14.50.
Okay,
Cool. I
thanks.
want to pay that over. I don't know. I guess we're gonna guess here,
like
but yep,
60
60.
years.
Yeah,
No.
60 years. 60 is 60 months. 60 months we're going with today. We're going to go fortnightly payments. We don't know what rate we're going yet. We've defaulted that at $15.95, exactly the same as the Launchpad today. So again, you can adjust it if you want to, but it's you know, you can leave that up to the lender, and then you can go backwards and forwards if need be. Introduce a fee there, so dependent on what your company's used to or what you're going to be able to charge your customer. Again, that's up to you guys to disclose. Next. Okay. So this is the real new part of the system, to be honest, and probably the harder part for everyone to get their heads around. Again, a lot of the stuff you would find out by typically just talking to your customer, just in general, but I guess it feels a little bit scripted when it's like this, and hopefully if you've got another financier, you've already been through this with your customer. If not, we will help work with you to get these done at your first attempt to finance for the customer. So I'll just run through a couple of them just to sort of show you what they're going to be like. So what amount of credit do you need? Help us understand how much money you want or you need to borrow. So some people are going to go, I'm unsure. Others are going to go, they just want to borrow enough to pay for the vehicle that they're purchasing on your yard. Okay. Otherwise, a maximum amount, please provide. So there's a couple of different things. And again, I think these will be easy for you once we do them a couple of times. It's more just getting through this now. So let's see here, a maximum amount. Let's say they just say they want to borrow, 20K. You can pop that in there, and that will then feed through to your application over when lending get to view it. A maximum repayment, if they just say they only want to spend $100 a week, you can put that there. So again, there's a couple of different options for you to answer dependent on what your customer is saying to you, or if you've already got it on your online application form. What is the purpose for getting finance? Okay, this one's pretty standard: to purchase a vehicle and any other additional items, i.e. could be mechanical breakdown, could be the CCI and GAP or any other charges, bull bars, etc. To purchase the vehicle and nothing else. Maybe you don't want any other products, or you'll pay cash for some of them. Again, these are all driven from the CCCFA regulations that we have to ask our customers. Okay, if there's any other information, you can pop that in there. What loan term are you seeking? Again, some customers may have an idea as to how long they want their loan repayments over. Others may not even know. You may need to prompt them 3 years, 4 years. A lot of ours are over, either 4 to 5 years. So again, it's up to whatever you or the customer have gone over, I guess. Yeah, a term that makes my payments easily affordable, which may mean it's longer. That's a good one. Additional items that could be included as part of your credit contract, should you choose them. I would like to add any additional items to purchase, including insurance products. So this one here is a really good one for, obviously, your mechanical breakdown, your CCI and your GAP. I would like to pay the full price now for any additional ones. So that's if people have cash, if they don't want any other charges on their loan other than the vehicle, or I would like to add some additional items to purchase to my finance agreement. So pick one of those. Yep, I want to, add any, and next. Okay, again, if the customer's got a trade-in, you would pop those details in here. Quite simple, to be fair. Pop your VIN number in, or your rego, your trade-in amount, and any encumbrance and who the finance company is. You may not always know what this is straight away. So again, it's not a mandatory field at all. It's just there and you can go in later. Yeah, make Toyota. Yep. Toyota Wish. Yeah. It's an oldie. It's an oldie. Yeah. But yeah, you can go in later on and edit all of these fields. So please don't be pressurized to think you have to put them in now. You don't. Okay. The question here is refinancing the outstanding amount of your old vehicle finance in your new agreement will incur additional interest at the rate listed in the agreement. So again, another one of the regulations from the CFF coming on 1st of December. I wish to trade in my vehicle and settle the existing loan, or I do not wish to. So one of those, it just means that the customer is definitely aware if they're trading their vehicle, are they going to want the encumbrance, if any, to go on there or not? So a good one just to obviously clarify and record what they're going to do. And again, the shortfall there, I will pay the shortfall, or please add it to my loan. Easy peasy. And again, you can do this afterwards. Okay. Oops, something went wrong. All right, last lot of questions here. And I know, again, it could seem a little bit full on. Hopefully it doesn't, and you've been through this a little bit. So we've got insurance questions. So right now there's a question at the top here. Would you like us to provide a free no obligation quote from Vero? We've got it defaulted to no. If in fact you do actually want us to, that you can actually put yes, but we know most of the customers do in fact get their own insurance. But yeah, that will be defaulted to no, because we don't really provide it here every day. It could be something that we do probably from next year, but we don't physically do it on the day-to-day. All right, so mechanical breakdown insurance. So these are the questions, again, driven from the CFF around whether or not they will fit the requirements and suitability for the customer. Okay, so when we've got, please consider the following circumstances. Select all that apply. Okay, so I have existing cover for mechanical breakdown that will apply to this vehicle. Okay, yep. I am happy to rely on any protection I may have under the Consumer Guarantees Act. I have sufficient savings, okay, so to pay for any unexpected repairs. So we're going to go through these and basically see whether the customer wants to have the mechanical breakdown policy, or whether they might be a mechanic, so they may not want to have this policy. They may find themselves, you know, not suited to one. Okay. Consider the following risks. My vehicle is my primary transport, and having it off the road for an extended period will cause me financial stress. If that's the case, well, it's probably suitable that they do have mechanical breakdown insurance. All right. I would struggle to afford unexpected repairs. Yeah. Okay. Again, another point where we could sell them mechanical breakdown because they would use it. It is suitable for the requirements of what they are doing. I would benefit from having certainty in my future that I would not be required to pay for unexpected mechanical or electrical repairs. Okay, so again, if they answer yes to all of these things, we're going through the objectives and the suitability for these policies. So we go through this to ensure I avoid future financial hardship by protecting myself against unforeseen and potentially expensive repairs, to rely on my savings, existing cover, or the Consumer Guarantees Act in the event of unforeseen and potentially expensive repairs. Okay, so please include in my quote for me to consider. Yes, so this will be for you guys. You can pop down your premium here. Whoever your main provider is, you can pop that in there again. I don't believe it's a mandatory field, but if you've got it there, sweet as, pop it in there. And we would definitely love you guys to put this term in here so we know exactly what year you guys are selling, and the protection for the customer for suitability with the matching, well, not matching the loan, but again, being a decent part of the loan. Credit contract indemnity, CCI. Again, it's pretty much slightly different questions, but it's basing itself on, do these people require them? Is it going to be suited for their needs? So if we just, let's say, just go over this first one. If any of the following will happen, would you struggle to meet my obligations under the proposed finance agreement? If my business was unable to trade, if I was off work and unpaid due to sickness or an accident for more than a week, if I lost my job, or if I was made bankrupt. So if you're answering yes to all of these things, again, it would seem to me that CCI would be a great policy for this customer to have. Okay. What are your objections? To ensure I avoid future financial hardship, to rely on my savings. So again, that takes you through the CCI questions and the GAP questions. So they're exactly the same down through GAP. We just tick all these. Any other information, if there is anything there. I mean, look, they may not want it. They may want it. Again, it's purely up to them if they feel comfortable having these policies. There's definitely going to be people out there that don't want them. We all know that. Times have changed where now it's not as common to have CCI and GAP on all these loans. It's more common to have the MBI and then possibly just the GAP. So it may help you increase that finance, the CCI penetration, but it'll be interesting to see, how we get going on these. Okay, so we've answered that last one. We do want to have CCI, we do want to have GAP in there. So we go continue to the dashboard. Nice and pretty. This is your new dashboard, okay? So rather than clicking into the orange eye that you would have had on our current Launchpad and taking you into what's there, basically now you've got it split into 3 areas. You've got identity, credit profile, and affordability, okay? And then you've got them split into that borrower purchases, ras under the bottom there. Okay, so if I'll just get Dee to just sort of scroll it down and take you into a few little areas where we can at least just roll down and see what it looks like. So
this is the app we've just done.
Yeah, this is the application we've just done. So once we go launch or, continue to dashboard, it takes us to the latest application you've just submitted. So you've got a bit of a brief on the address and everything there. Scroll down, you can see the purchase is a Hilux, some insurances there that you've obviously disclosed with the customer and they want them. We've got no additional securities. We haven't put any bank account details there. We haven't put a trade-in in. And it looks like we've answered the requirements and objectives for the insurance products. So it's a nice view and a quick view really to what you've just keyed in. You can trigger the credit sense right here and now for your customers. So this is a really cool thing. So before you just press launch and then it would flick off basically automatically. You couldn't control whether a link could be emailed or text to the customer. It just did it. So from here, from Monday onwards, you can click credit sense. And this is if the customer is happy to do the credit sense link. They've got internet banking. They're ready to go. Okay, so let's say they want it. You just click on it. Let's just hope it works today. Oh, yes, cool. So then it brings up a nice little box and it means that it goes out. The customer, if they're in front of you, will have the text message and the email there, right there. So let's say they're not there, they're off site. You will be able to see the status. So I don't know specifically what it will say there at the moment. I think it will just say pending. Let's say they've done it. It should say completed and bring you up. What'd you do? Oh, sorry, guys. Back to our little dashboard. Okay, cool. So if in fact the customer's given you already a PDF of their bank statements, then you would in fact then click bank statements with the plus down the bottom here. So, and then you can upload the file. So again, you can do that at any particular point in time. Scroll down a little bit. So as you can see, we've done the address, we've done identity, we've done employment. Referees, look, you can pop them in there if you want to, but otherwise, again, if you don't have them, they don't need to be done until we get to the stage of documentation if the loan's approved. Okay. So if we go into, can we just click into D, the income and expenses piece, please, just to have a look and just see. Okay, cool. So we don't need to do any more in here. So from literally from this point now, go back up to the top D where we can see the ribbon, up a bit more. See, it's sitting at the top. It says initiating. This means now that they can see it, can't they?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's live, eh?
This is amazing. They can pretty much, we'll have it as soon as they've clicked.
Yes, the privacy statement, right?
Yeah, as soon as they've entered their contact details, we can see it on our.
Cool. So it's live. So rather than you guys having to press launch, or I mean, you will have to do that at the end, but basically as soon as you start keying their name and their address and tick the privacy statement, we can see it on our side straight away. It's just that we won't do everything until you've finished keying all your information. So again, the really cool thing with this system is that you can add and edit things right up until that tab sits at decisioning. Once it's at decisioning, you can't, like, it's locked for you. You can't go back in there. We can unlock it for you if you've got extra things, but that means that right up until decisioning, if you get extra information, you can throw it all in there and we'll be notified, and we can jump in and keep reviewing. Okay, so what we need to do from here is what, Dee?
I'll just show you a couple of extra features. So if you ever want to update or edit anything in the application that we've just submitted, you can click on this little rocket Launchpad, and it will take you back to the application and the tabs that we had just entered, and then you can work through it that way.
Cool.
Otherwise, just go back into it. You just can go into applications and view, and that will take you back to the dashboard of the application. If you want to update anything with that borrower's details, you can click on the name. So anything blue takes you back to that field of the application where you can actually just upload or edit anything that you want to. So you can edit Angela blog. So if you put in work visa, now you know the details of the work visa, but prior you had New Zealand citizen, you can now go and update that, and that will update for you. Cool. Just remember that every time you edit something, you do need to click save at the bottom. Otherwise you've just lost your data, and you're not if you just go back, it will take you back to the original data that you originally had. Another feature that we've got in here is the borrower, the co-borrower. So if you wanted to add a co-borrower, you can now do that yourself. You don't need to submit an extra app. It's just within here. So you click on co-borrower, you enter the details, you'll see the role is now co-borrower, whereas the prior one for Angela Blogs was the borrower. Yeah,
main borrower.
So same questions. Just note that if you do enter a co-borrower, you'll then have to go and enter make sure that you upload the driver's license and the address details and the employment details. Yeah, all of that for the co-borrower, just so that we can have it to assess. And then again, if you wanted to edit any of the purchases, insurances, trade-ins, anything like that, you can.
Simple.
The bank account section is not the bank statements. This is the bank account that the direct debit will come from. So if you wanted to put that in, if you had that, you can put that in as well.
Yeah, or you can leave that till documentation stage, right?
The only thing that is mandatory is the borrower details in this section and the bank statements. That's required for decisioning to action.
Cool.
Just note that when you do add a co-borrower, you will have another credit sense button, so you can trigger off a credit sense report or bank statements for that particular customer. Just back to what Ange was saying, when it's at decisioning, you'll notice that we've got one down here that was prior. We've done prior. It's at decisioning, but it is also locked, so you can't edit anything. And if you did want to edit anything, you would just let our team know that you wanted to edit it, and they would push it back to initiating or reviewing for you.
Yeah.
You can still go into the application, you just can't edit anything, and you'll notice down the bottom it says application locked.
Perfect. So anytime you want to go back, obviously you can go to application, or you can go to dashboard, or you can click the Launchpad logo, exactly like the last one. This little dashboard here is really, really cool. So it just means you can see an overview of all the current applications that you've got in play right now. So one in initiating, one in review, one's decisioning, one's at offer, one's at validation, which is our payout point. Okay, we can go back into this view. And another tips and tricks where Dee's got her mouse now we're reviewing is if you click on that, let's say you just want to see anything at offer and contracting, you can just click on them and it will just bring up the applications that you have in play in those particular statuses now. So you can literally do whatever you customize it to yourself, basically. So nice and easy. Again, you can just have them all on, or you can pick and choose which ones that you want to have there. Put them all back. So once we've done that application, we've gone through that piece. Is there a piece where they have to go submit? Where's the submit button?
Oh yeah. So
sorry, I just want to show everybody that.
So I've done the bank statements, for example. I've uploaded the bank statements manually.
I
filled out all the other information I have on hand. And when I want the team to start looking at it, you just click submit application, which is down the bottom. And you hit submit, and you'll notice that it's now submitting. It's submitted, and it's changed from initiating to reviewing.
Perfect.
Pop up down the bottom.
Yes.
Submitted.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yes. Nice.
Once our team has looked at it, we've got this cool new feature. I'll just go into a customer called Sky Blue.
Yes, Sky Blue.
For example, this now is at offer. So we've approved this deal. We've now sent an offer back to the dealer to advise their customer.
Show them
you
up
can
there.
now see there's approved up here and the profile at A1.
Yep.
So you now know that customer's been approved in A1. We've got this cool little feature now. You'll see, oh, you're moving your mouse.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
It's bouncing up and down. It's a task that our lender has allocated to you as the dealer that we need for additional information. So down here you can see we've got two tasks, a copy of the visa showing the expiry and a copy of full employment agreement. This could be anything. This could be payment history from another finance company. This could be
Vossa, payday loan confirmation.
So
a bunch of things. Anything.
So got this thing bouncing up in here. You click tasks.
Click your tasks.
Upload. Cool. And then you upload your visa and your employment agreement, and that will flick off to the team. Oh, make sure you
click done. So click done on one of them and show them what it looks like. Done.
And then it will disappear and it will send it back to the team for them to then assess that particular
and see
document.
Nice.
You've got one task.
You've still got one boinging.
So if I go to an application, you'll also see it here. So it's gone from 2 to 1. So that's when you know that you've got tasks.
So I would live and breathe in this dashboard if you've got loans or applications with CFS impending, only because we don't have a chatter feature. If you have noticed, there's no chatter feature here. So at this particular point, we don't have that. So the tasks are in play for that. And it just means that this will be a little bit more interactive for you to see where your deal is at and what tasks you possibly have. We will get a sort of a chat bot later on, but it'll work slightly differently to the way you are used to Launchpad working. Nice and exciting though. I hope you guys are all looking forward to seeing it very soon. What's the other thing we want to take them through, Dee? We want to take them through, wasn't there another status? Was there an offer? Oh yes, and show them the payments. We want to see the payments. I think we've done that on Sky Blue. So let's, obviously here we've done this one, it's approved at A1. We can scroll on down. Where's our payments? Is it configuration? configuration. No, it's not
The bottom
configuration.
one? What are you looking for?
The payments for
payments.
them,
The loan schedule.
the loan schedule. We don't have the loan schedule. We might not have it here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Normally on here, there would be a, okay, so it's not, I'm not sure where it is on there then. Let's go back to the calculator just to show you something that will be on this dashboard, hopefully by Monday. Back into the calculator, please, Dee. I just want to show the payments and everything at the bottom. So let's just take you through what it will look like, and this will cover some questions that I know a lot of you try and ring in and ask us, oh, what's the full interest amount, or what's the total payable over the loan?
Is that how they sound?
Yeah, that's how they sound. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here, and everyone likes to make fun of everybody, so no, it's a fun place to be. So go through here, pop in your details, gap. Cool. Okay, so this new feature here, so if we go 60 months, process, gives you the payment straight away, but there's a down arrow there that you can click on, and this, I really, really like this feature. So regular payment amount 149, final payment, so it will calculate how long and the final payment dates based on the payments starting from the next 2 weeks. So down total amount financed, including interest, is 26,525. Oh no, sorry, total amount financed, and then total payable 38,000. So see, at least it gives you all that data if someone really just wants to know a little bit of something flying around. It wants to know a little bit of information around how much interest they are going to pay over the next 4 to 5 years. Okay, if you want to know any more, if the customer is in front of you and wants to actually see the schedule, again, we've built it right from our FinConnect system. So again, it may not be something you will use, but it could possibly be something that you'll enjoy having
Ryan has a
available.
question.
Of course, they're going to say I can't see any questions on my screen at the moment.
Do we get an email when a task for us is set? At this stage, no. We're still working on notifications and stuff like that. So in the first instance, our team will just work on sending emails just for you to check in.
Yeah.
And just to check that there's a task, and then you can action it there. But going forward, we'll be able to use the chat feature and other features once we implement them into our system.
Yeah, so we've got, this is stage 1, and because obviously time constraints and everything, we've got the best we can get to deliver to you guys Monday, and we want you guys to have a play with it starting Monday, so then that we're all compliant come Wednesday, 1st of December. So there's no chatter, there's no comments features. These will be coming. Again, we're just in stage 1. We will ask that you refer back to emailing applications at cfsfinance.co.nz with any extra information. CC your RM in, because we will be at hand for you guys throughout this whole transition. We want to make it as smooth as possible for you guys, and we know it's a lot because you're not only learning this system, you're learning a bunch of other finance programs. So we understand it's going to be a little bit stressful for everybody, but we hope that our system is going to be as user friendly as, you know, for you as it is for us. What's the other question?
Tony has got
Tony,
an email.
yep.
A question: do we request docs to be emailed to us, or can we download? Right
now, it is a request. You need to request them from us via email, which we've got in the new manual. We've set up a new email for that, and we'll put it in the guide and everything there. So we hope to, in the next 6 months, have that feature available to download. But right now, there's a lot of stuff in the background that needs to happen, and we're not quite there, because there's a lot of constraints, but there's a lot of different information in the background in terms of rates and working out comms and stuff. So It will come, but right now, no, it's a request. It's called a doc request at cfsfinance.co.nz. Any more questions? I mean, I'm not sure if I've missed anything on here. Oh, there's one cool feature at the top where the little sun and moon is. This is really cool if you're a bit techie like Dee. She likes all this stuff. Yeah, make it pretty.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think I'll be living and breathing in this if I need to do anything for any dealers. I really like it. Again, it's just an added little feature because we've got people in the background building some fun things. Yeah, there is a search button. It might not be working in our test site, but you can click on search and put in, yeah, let's just say we put an Ange.
No.
Not right now. Yeah, declined. The computer says no.
It will work a bit.
Yeah, it will work. It means that you can type in either, if you know the app off the top of your head, you can type that in and easily find it, or again, you can use your statuses and pick them that way.
But application numbers, like, do they?
How many apps they've submitted?
No. The actual application number, how
Okay.
we used to refer to that.
Yep, so back to applications. Yep, so there's an application underneath their name and it gives you the app number, created date, and the last modified date. So this we will be referring to within anything. So let's say you're sending us an email. If we haven't given you a task to upload anything, i.e., those employment agreements, clear VOSs or SINs, clear driver's licenses, anything like that, you can send an email to applications@CFS Finance. In the subject line, please put the application 101 sky blue and then start typing in the body of the email, and then at least the team, Natalia and Ash, will be able to pick those up and refer it to the lender.
Ian's got a question.
Ian, hi Ian.
So biometrics for ID will still be the same. Yep.
Yes, it will. That's right. Yep. So if we go back, let's go into a view for Ian. Okay, so identity is there. Can we click on that just for a second and just see? No. So where's our AML? We don't have that on here.
No. So if they need a biometric link, they'll just email the team. And we will send a link out through as per what we would normally do with the docs.
Okay, so I thought that
would be a good time for them to do it with the VOSA and SIN, because so many of us.
Oh yes, and we've put that in our doc request email. We've got in there that if you know that you're going to be signing up the customer in front of you, you won't need to ask for a biometrics link. But if you know they're signing up and you're not going to see them face to face, when you send the VOSA and SIN in, you can ask for the biometrics link at the same time. We can get that out. I thought there was a feature in here that showed us the AML. But that's okay. I will look into that and then share that with you again next week if there's any added extra information. Yeah, because I thought there may have been something. If we can go back to the dashboard or applications. Let's have a look here and just see what else we've got. Easy to look at, easy to see where you've got deals. It looks like you've still got one task there, so that's your little nice reminder that you've still got something to do. Make sure you look at that. Obviously that locked button means that it's locked. You can still go in there and view everything.
Have a question?
Have a question?
I do. Tony, do you still require a SIN as well as a VOSA? A lot of lenders don't require SIN anymore.
The answer is yes. I will put it to compliance to find out whether they're happy to not receive the SIN, but I do believe that it is a requirement within our own AML policy. So I think it changes dependent on what your AML policy is, right? So right now it is within our policy that we do receive a clear signed VOSA and SIN. So, but I will ask that question to our compliance team, Tony, and find out for you whether that would or could possibly change in the future, SIN or not. I think there's a button at the top if you get, because this is a new system, and obviously we're going to go live, you know, ASAP on Monday. There's a little where your the little circle is where Dee's logged in. There's a download log. So let's say we've had any issues that you've had, oops, something went wrong or something like that. It would be really good if you could click this download log, and then it pops up a little document download thing there, and you can get that. Does that get sent to us, or does that just happen straight away?
They'll download to their downloads folder on their computer
and then email
and then
to
just
us.
email it to us.
So if you could email that to us, we hope there's not going to be, but honestly, it's a new system, and we haven't gone live obviously with it. So yeah, there may be possibilities of this happening next week. So I mean, I think that's why we're trying to roll this out come Monday, because we want everyone to have a play with it on Monday and Tuesday before compliance day on Wednesday. Your old system, once we push live and go on the new system, you won't be able to get into your old system. There won't be two usernames. You can only jump into your into your new system. So any data that you may want, do some screenshots, or I can still do reporting and everything from that perspective for you. So yeah, there's still going to be stuff there, but right now you won't be able to go back in and access it come Monday. So
what will happen with anything existing that is in the old Launchpad once we go live on Monday?
Cool. So anything that you've still got in there, either in pre-lending because you're waiting on bank statements, or if you've got something in proposal, all of that will still be available, so long as you either take a couple of screenshots. I think we could easily do a report for you guys to say what's in the system. If your customers come back and go, yep, now I want some docs on that, I found a car, are we good to go? We'll pop that into the new system for you, and we can then provide you with loan docs, or you can tell us, nope, that one's not going ahead, and then we'll just close it out in the old system. So yes, they will still be available, and we'll honor them obviously, yeah, for a month like we do with our approvals. Any other questions from anybody? Nothing yet. Trying to think if there's anything we haven't covered. Download.
The loan documents look the same?
Our loan documents still look the same. Yes, good question. Yep, they still look the same. Nothing's changed there. Loan docs still look the same. You'll find with that tasks button that when it gets to that validation point, that's Iona and Simon, they will be adding tasks if there's anything outstanding as a way of contacting and keeping you in the loop. So still, even when you get to an approval stage, you will still get a task every now and again to do something, because maybe AML can't be met. There's just odd things that come up if it's a private sale, and then we still need something from the private seller. ID's not clear enough. So there'll be little things that come up that the payouts team will set tasks for you on. And you'll see when it gets to, when it's at disbursement, it means that obviously it's scheduled for that day's or that evening's payout, and you'll have your disbursement email in your inbox that night as per you get today.
And they will still get emails from payouts or compliance in regards to what is still required though.
Yes, exactly. I don't envisage the emails stopping from our payouts team to you all. They will use tasks as a way of recording, because obviously that's another one of the changes with the triple CFA. So there'll be lots within that can help us. But yeah, rest assured, Iona is brilliant, and she's always on board with nice emails. So if you are wondering, yeah, that won't change. Maybe in the future it will, but again, we don't have the system there right now to work it like that. Yeah. Yeah. Bear with us, because obviously as you're learning it, we're all learning it. We've really only been able to play with it for a little while. So It's been a full-on, few months for the whole company, and I imagine for you guys as well with lockdown. I mean, this week's been our first week being able to even just be back in an office with each other. So yes, it's been rather exciting but frantic. And obviously our Auckland reps haven't been out to visit anybody yet because we just haven't got a policy for being out on the road as yet. So you obviously have just been used to seeing us over these or on the phone or over email. Nicole has been out and about, and I might as well give you an introduction. He's not with us today, but we have a new staff member starting on Monday, and he will be looking after our Waikato Bay of Plenty. So his name is Matt Moore, and he'll be joining us next week, but it'll take him a good couple of weeks to get his head around our systems and our company. So I won't send him out on the road just yet. I think I'll wait until I can manage the borders being opened on the 15th of December and get down there and do some visits with you Waikato Bay of Plenty people out there. So that's super exciting. What else? Anything else? Ladies and gentlemen, any other questions for me? I'm just flicking through our guide just to see if there's anything else. You guys can actually reset your own passwords as well from now on. If you do forget them, there's a feature on the login page, which is really cool. So you'll just go forgot password and it'll flick out. So that's cool. You won't need to ring your RMs or ring me and go, oh, please reset it. So that'll be cool. I guess things to know right now is once we end this webinar, we will finalize some things in the back end here. We'll send you out your logins with the new URL, and you can get ready for that. Save it down as a bookmark ready for Monday. What else? I'm trying to think if there's anything else we haven't covered.
We'll also send the dealer support guide out.
Oh yes, with that we'll send you the dealer support guide, and once I get this video converted, we will send you a YouTube link to that, because obviously it'll be way too large to send it via email. So once I get the get it converted, which will hopefully be later today as well, there'll be a YouTube link, and we are more than happy obviously to be doing this again anytime anyone wants one. We'll be on the phones, on the emails. We're going to be here over, as long as you guys need to continue to support through these changes. So yeah, if you need anything from us, assistance with your websites, with your applications or questions or how to ask them, I know Janine's heading out to see one of her dealers and spend some time there. So that'll be exciting for Monday, Tuesday for her. So yay. I think if there's no more questions, no, thank you so much for being on this for a good hour and listening to me mumble and take you through this. Me and the girls are looking forward to seeing you all very, very soon.
We miss you.
Yeah, we miss you guys. And we can't wait to catch up real soon. So take care, have a great weekend, and
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye guys. Bye. Thank you.